understand that how Prime Minister Narendra Modi has used his foreign visit as a vehicle for Indian culture. Now, in Japan, PM unveiled the bust of Gandhiji at Hiroshima, which shall speak of Indian values of peace and non-violence. He also met and encouraged a linguist and an artist who are linked to Indian culture. At Papua New Guinea, he will release the Thirukkural in local language Tok Pisin. And in Australia, in fact, an entire locality of Sydney, Harris Park, will now be recognized as Little India, has a testimony of the growing influence of India and Indians. Our political editor, Maria Shakil, continues to be with us live from Hiroshima. Maria, so clearly Prime Minister Modi's visit has been proven as a vehicle for promoting the Indian culture, be it the unveiling of Gandhiji's statue or be it encouraging artists who are linked to Indian culture.
Yes, that's right. And if you look at the imagery, the Prime Minister wearing a kurta pajama with a bandi, earlier when he would be on his state visits, immediately starting his Prime Ministership post-2014, we did see Prime Minister Narendra Modi in those band galas and formal suits. But he is now representing India, and India is being watched. And that Indianness being worn by him quite literally on his sleeves with those kurta pajama and the bandis that you see him don everywhere now in his state visits. The Gandhi bust becomes particularly significant, which was unveiled in the presence of key officials here in Hiroshima. The messaging was that Mahatma Gandhi stands for peace, that the biggest apostle of peace being established in a city which was destroyed in 1945, the last world war that the world witnessed in the Second World War. And Gandhi, as Prime Minister Modi has been saying, is most relevant in the times that we live in. That, he has answers to world problems, that he has answers to the problems which are being faced presently by the world. That is an important imagery. Look at the other imagery in terms of India's cultural presence, certainly. When he heads to Australia, that's where the Harris Park, which is an area which is being now named as the Little India, because and that announcement will be happening at Prime Minister Narendra Modi's community event. So, as I've been saying, I mean, the curiosity around India is so palpable. There is a lot of questions being asked as to why India has taken that stand which is widely seen as a tightrope walk in that war between Ukraine and Russia. Why has India not taken the stand with Ukraine? And Ukrainian president also seeking an appointment, that meeting which happened on the sidelines of G7, it was sought by the Ukrainians. So India matters, India's voice matters, and Prime Minister Narendra Modi is actually ensuring that he is able to amplify what is the need of the global south.
Well, absolutely, Maria. Also, can you throw some light on the significance of the Gandhi bust that was unveiled by Prime Minister Modi yesterday in Hiroshima?
Yes. So, it's rather interesting that this city has been chosen as a backdrop for G7. Of the 7 countries which form G7, 3 of them are nuclear power states, which includes United States. So the question is that can there be a discussion on nuclear disarmament or nuclear non-proliferation when these countries really do not, continue to expand their nuclear stockpiles? There is a threat, particularly in the backdrop of what we are seeing, the Russia-Ukraine war, which has been going on for over 450 days. The concerns are there. And the entire G7 so far has been backing Ukraine since 1986. They have been saying that the multiple sanctions against Russia is the only way forward. 300 new sanctions were imposed in this G7 summit in Hiroshima. Hiroshima, as a city was destroyed, and Gandhi being established in Hiroshima at the very place which stands as a symbol of destruction, Gandhi believing in peace, is the biggest imagery that the Prime Minister has carried forward. The imagery that the world's largest democracy is carrying forward the message of peace. It becomes important also, particularly because India is not a signatory of the Nuclear Non-Proliferation Treaty. And Prime Minister Narendra Modi is the first Indian Prime Minister to visit Hiroshima post the Pokhran nuclear tests of 1974. But India wants to send a message that, yes, it may be a nuclear power, but it is a very responsible nuclear power and has been helping the world on other fronts, be it the health crises or disaster management. These are the areas where India has helped a number of these countries recently.
All right, Maria.